Hey guys, so I'm here with the update video for the Gone with the Wind buddy read. I think, did we read from chapters 21 to 31? I've definitely read up to and including chapter 31, which means we're into part 4 of the book now. I'm still not finding this the quickest book to read. Because I am reading it on my Kindle. I don't know if that's having like something to do with it, because in the bottom of the screen it sort of tells you how long the chapter's going to take you to read, and as soon as I see like it takes over 20 minutes, I'm like I don't know why that is, but it just does, and I've started like clicking off of that and having it blank, but then I don't like that either. I like to know how much I've got left in the chapter. So I don't know if that's having something to do with it. The last time that I made the update video, I was saying that I had issues with Scarlett and that I wasn't warming to her. That's still very much the case. I still find her such an odd character. Like, I don't know what it is about her. Like, I can't warm to her. But in these last 10 chapters, I've got sort of like a begrudging respect for her. In the last sort of chapters that we've read, it started off that she is helping nurse the wounded. She's in Atlanta with relatives, and she's helping with the nursing, not because she wants to, but because she's been roped into it. She has no sort of feelings of wanting to help people that are injured. She doesn't think about them. She's basically... My biggest bugbear with Scarlett is that everything comes back to herself. Like, she doesn't think about how things affect other people, really. The only times that she does is when it's going to affect her. Like, everything is an extension of herself. She's just not very sympathetic. She's not empathetic at all. Like, there's just not a grain of that in her whatsoever. The only person that she kind of likes is Ashley, and that's because she thinks herself in love with him. Like, she wants him to be safe and him to be okay. I just find her very bizarre, I think, and we get more description of a bonnet that Rhett Butler buys her than we do of her own son. Like, she has a son, and yet we hardly hear anything about him other than what an annoyance he is to her, how whiny he is. Like, she has no maternal feelings towards her kid whatsoever. And I mean, I know realistically she had him when she was, what, 16? So you can almost kind of put that to that reason, you know, she didn't love Charlie, who she married, then she's got a kid, you know, that kind of ruins her her life. And by this I mean, like, she was always the, you know, the belle of the ball. She loves to dance, have the centre of attention, and then when she went into mourning and had a kid, you know, and all of that, she's had to let all these other girls then take centre stage, which she really begrudges. So anyway, back into Atlanta. The war is dragging on and it's getting closer and closer to Atlanta, and I will say that she's incredibly brave in a sense. Like, she gets Melanie, her child, she gets them out of Atlanta and gets them back to Tara. So she's incredibly, like, she doesn't fall apart when things go wrong. Like, she has got a backbone to her. Like, she got them out of there. She didn't just let the Yankees like invade and just let's see what happened. She did get them out of there, which I find really sort of, I've got begrudging admiration for that, because I sure as hell don't like anything else about her yet. So they've gone back to Tara, and obviously with the war, the stage that we're at the moment, the war is over, and their money is pretty much worthless, so they're having to find ways to basically survive. And I found that whole section of, well, it's kind of ongoing at the moment, really fascinating as to how, you know, these people that were really, really rich before the war have now basically got next to nothing. And they're having to work the land themselves. I mean, Tara had hundreds and hundreds of slaves, and now they've basically got the really loyal slaves left. So they've got Pork, who was like her father's valet, and then you've got Mammy, who was her mother's servant, and then you've got Pork's wife and daughter. So I think, yeah, they think they've only got the 4 slaves left now, basically, and they're suddenly people that have never had to work before are actually working the land and having to pull themselves together to do that. I find it like Scarlet is not afraid of hard work. Like she's gone from being, you know, a belle of a ball wanting to do nothing, but she then will also throw herself into tasks. I mean, she's been ploughing, hoeing, digging, which seems a complete loss to like her character in the rest of the beginning of the book, you know, where she's, you know, having to rest so that she doesn't get, you know, sunburn, you know, in the heat of the day, and bleaching her freckles, and then suddenly she's got, you know, blisters on her hands from working. So you can really see how the war has changed people, even though she's still, in her heart of hearts, quite selfish. Like, she does genuinely love Tara and wants to keep it, and also, you know, she's having to do this to survive, really basically like to just have food, because, you know, their money's pretty much worthless, so they're having to do the best that they can. Just finding that element of things really, really interesting. So the point that we're up to now, Ashley, we found out he is alive, and now he is at Tara along with Melanie. An interesting part as well that I found in the book was when they have not long, I think, been back at Tara, but they are you know, still in the process of growing food and, you know, doing all of that fun stuff. And a Yankee soldier sort of appears, and he's basically looting. He's looking for things of value, and Scarlet murders him, and she did it in quite a cool way, really. Not cool as in cool, but I mean like dejectedly. She shot him in the face. Like, she is really protective of Tara and the life that they're trying to, you know, re-establish. And Melanie helped her dispose of his body, and they basically took his money and any valuables that he had, and they just buried him in the yard. And that was a surprise to me. I did not expect that. But it does kind of show the ruthlessness, I think, in Scarlet. And I mean, in her position, I think if I had gone through what she had gone through, in that, you know, you, not so much the marriage and having a child side of things, but of the war, and then you've come home and you're trying to survive and you're trying to keep the little that you have, and then your enemy basically walks in and tries to take it from you. Yeah, she just killed him. So I was very surprised that Melanie, you know, she offered to help as well and to dispose of the body. I found that a very interesting scene to read. And yeah, I didn't see it coming to some degree. So these 10 chapters, I think we're like 50, we're about halfway through now, guys, according to my Kindle. I will just double check. Don't want to go giving you enough information. Okay, so I'm at the beginning of chapter 32, which is 51% of the way through the book. So I think we're doing some really good time here, guys. I think we're making good progress. A few people have messaged me saying that they are not keeping pace, or they aren't reading it at the same pace that we are. That's absolutely fine, guys. Don't feel like you have to keep up. Obviously, I wanted to section the buddy read off so that we could talk about it in sections, because I just think that if we discuss the book as a whole, there'd be so much to discuss that it would just be like hours long. Plus also I wanted to give other people the option to make videos and stuff like that. So don't feel like you have to keep pace. I'm only setting certain chapters so that we can upload videos to talk about those chapters. Don't feel like you have to read it at the same pace. It's just for ease of discussion and breaking discussions down. I did actually come up with a whole list of discussion topics and questions, but I've mislaid the list. So hopefully in upcoming videos we can do some discussions, actually have focused discussions. But I did want to say, like, if there was any particular chapters or particular scenes or themes that you guys wanted to discuss, either in the comments or that you would like me to sort of raise, let me know. Either message me or put it in the comments, you know, we should focus on this, we should focus on that. Let me know. I'm really open to suggestions on this, guys. So as for the next chapters in the book, I'm gonna cut it down a little bit. I just want us to read 5 chapters this week. One, so that it gives people that are wanting to catch up maybe a little bit of a reprieve, and 2, for a selfish reason, because I'm taking part in a blog tour. I can't remember the date that it is, but I've got to get the book read for that, and it shouldn't take me very long to read, but I do want to get it read, so I'm thinking if I can read 5 chapters and then I can read another book. So I just wanted to read a little bit less. So we've got from today until next Sunday to read chapters 32 to 37. So yeah, the next 5 chapters. Just to give, like I say, people time to maybe catch up that want to catch up. Not that you have to, but I know that a few people may not feel pressure. I don't want people to feel pressure, because that's the whole reason I wanted to do this buddy reader, so that we could tackle this huge book together. And it's for motivational reasons more than anything else. People that want to catch up, maybe a chance to catch up. And like I say, the second one is for a selfish reason. I would like to get a book read for a blog tour. So if we only read 5 chapters, guys, if anybody would like to upload a video for chapters 32 to 37, let me know. If not, Daniel from Book Disorders, I would really like for you to upload the video next Sunday. Just because I think it would be nice if we alternate a little bit. So if you're up for doing the video next week, if not, it will be myself. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope that you are enjoying it. I've definitely got more into it this time, like with these chapters. I did struggle more at the beginning, but I've settled more into it now. And I'm enjoying it, but I'm still not loving Scarlett. I really struggle with her character, and I don't think I'm ever going to warm to her, but I'd like to be proved wrong. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and for reading along, and I'll see you all soon. Happy reading.